But it's not surprising that this is happening, Dr. Gina, and you kind of laid that out in your open, that this is what we expected. And I hate to use the words retribution, because that's not the right word for this, but I would say justice. And even John Bolton has been very critical of Kash Patel early on his nomination, said he was not qualified, and if there was to be, quote, any retribution, he would be the center of it. So I think Bolton might have expected that this day would come, and of course it did, a little after 7 o'clock there in Maryland, at his home. FBI agents raiding that home for possible classified documents.
Brian, do you have any additional details on what these documents might contain? What type of classified documents these are?
I don't, Emily. I don't at this point. I know this is something that's kind of unfolding right now.
Right.
I tried to dig in the last 15 minutes to try to find as much as I can on it, but I don't have any specifics on what type of documents that they are looking for.
Hey, Brian, as we're looking at video of John Bolton's home here, let's kind of broaden the scope here. It seems to me, while there may or may not be a crime, the bigger picture here is that it sends a message. What is that message from your perspective?
Well, it sends a message, almost like what happened yesterday in New York with that Trump being overturned, that verdict of owing almost $500 million. It's sending a message that, you know, you can't abuse the law. You can't abuse the system. You can't use your department to weaponize for political gain in terms of the court decision. But this is, no one's above the law. And I know that's a phrase that everyone likes to use, and sometimes they don't actually enforce it. They actually abuse the law themselves, Democrats. But this does send a message that, you know, we are going to look into all of the weaponization of this prior administration towards political figures and really towards other means of people in our government. So I think this sends a strong message. Kash Patel, a lot of people early on, John Bolton's one of them, doubted his ability to do his role in the role that he has. I think that's all changed this morning.
You know, we think of John Bolton as this sort of statesmanly ambassador, right, sort of a diplomatic personality type. I remember being shocked when I started to see his corruption just with my own eyes. And Brian, you remember when America's whole opinion turned on John Bolton. We could see what he was doing and who he was aligned with, and it was very clearly the deep state. We don't need any classified documents or anything else to tell us how he sort of already betrayed America, at least in our hearts. So what will this mean in terms of, you know, when you look at those doing the investigating, have they been cleaned up enough that you feel like they're not deep state, that you feel like this investigation, this raid will go as it should go? Or do you feel like there's still some deep state types there? What do you know about the deep state cleaning that has taken place there?
That's a great question. I feel like Kash Patel, in the short term that he's been there, has gotten rid of a lot of those deep state actors, if you will, lack of a better term. And I think there's a little bit more oversight on what's going on, a little bit more follow through on things. So I personally think that he's got a hold of this, and I think that we're going to find out. I don't think anything's going to get shoved to the corner and say, don't look over there. I don't think that's going to happen. I have a lot of faith that Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and everyone, it's in the DOJ, Attorney General, everybody from top to bottom is in lockstep of making sure things get done right. We discover all of the evidence that's there, and we make a decision. I don't think we're going to, this is not like the prior administration. I feel confident about it.
So, Brian, we have been having this conversation, you know, throughout this breaking news coverage. Just because everybody's doing it doesn't make it right. So it's good that the Trump administration is trying to take some accountability here, trying to have some justice be served. But do you think that this is the first of many, that Bolton and, you know, this raid on his home, is this just one and there may be more coming soon?
I certainly hope so, because all of us can sit back and we know what the last 4 years what we watched the weaponization of these various departments, and we've all sat and said, okay, we're voting for Trump this past year. We put him in office to do, and like I said, I hate to use the word retribution, but we need to make the wrongs right. We need to go back and hold people accountable for what they've done. And I'll go back to that New York case that was overturned yesterday. Think about the political impact that case had in this country. Think about the amount of divide that happened amongst Americans, amongst voters. All of a sudden, it pitted America against President Trump. It pitted everyone against President Trump. He was vilified in that case. And to see it overturned and to see it somewhat be, now in a clean light of that whole case, I want, and I think American people will say now, let's look at Letitia James. She ran specifically on to get Trump. That was her campaign message. I want to get Trump. I will get Trump. They all did it. Fannie Willis did it. Alvin Bragg did it. There needs to be accountable for those individuals as well, not just all these other side stories, but talk about the weaponization of the courts that created so much division in this country. We almost went to race wars, for crying out loud, because of all of this. And I think those people need to have some accountability as well.
There's a lot of accountability that needs to happen just from what happened over the last 4 years. Yeah, T.
No, Brian, just really quickly, I want to switch gears just really quickly. I understand that President Trump has an announcement. He'll be making an announcement at noon from the White House today. Any idea what that announcement might have to do with? Could it potentially be related to this?
I don't know. We were. Okay. I was talking with some colleagues right before I came on, and we were talking about, hey, what do you think this is about? I don't think it's about any kind of Europe tariffs announcement. I don't think it has to do with Russia, Ukraine, even though Russia already came out this morning and kind of downplayed any type of tentative meeting with Ukraine. So I don't take that off the board. I don't know what it's about. It could be about this. It could be about maybe future investigations, or maybe what they found or what they're actually looking for. I don't know. That happens today at 12 noon. I'll be in there. I'll let you know.